Summer rain was falling on the boulevard. We were young enough to think love wasn't hard. Your denim jacket hanging off my chair, and that old cassette still playing everywhere. We used to drive till the sunrise came alive, two runaway hearts trying to survive. No destination, no map, no plan, just your fingers wrapped around my hand. Back then the world felt wide and free, like nothing could ever break you and me. Broken wings and radio dreams, that's all we were in those days. Running wild through endless nights, trying to find our place. And even though life changed everything, I still hear your voice in me, like an old slow rock melody. Broken wings and radio dreams. Now these city nights feel colder than before. Different faces walking through revolving doors. Everybody's searching for something real. But few remember how freedom used to feel. I found your letter in an old guitar case, and suddenly time couldn't keep pace. Every at the doorway. You said nothing, I said okay. The street was wet, the lights were low, and you pulled me out into the flow. No music but the rain came down. No shoes, just us in that small town. You laughed and said, this is enough. That was the night I fell in love. I still feel your hand in mine. We were lost and that was fine. Nothing broken, nothing rushed, just the rain and us and trust. Slow dance in the rain with you. No beginning, no end in view. Just the rhythm of your heartbeat underneath the gray and sweet. I would give the world again for one slow dance in the rain with you, with you. Just one more slow dance in the rain. Now it's winter somewhere new, and the rain still falls. I think of you. Same old song on the radio, same old ache I've come to know. I open up the window wide, let the cold come drifting inside. Close my eyes and count to 3. signs are bleeding in the rain tonight. Your silhouette is all I need to make this right. I've watched you from across this darkened room all week, a dangerous and beautiful kind of mystique. The cigarette smoke curls up to the ceiling slow, and everything about this night says don't let go of reason, of the careful life I built with care. But reason doesn't live when you are standing there. There's a storm that's been gathering since you walked through that door. There's a pull that I've never in my life felt before, and the rain on the window keeps the time like a warning that some nights don't survive until the morning. Shadows and neon, that's where we live tonight. Shadows and neon, between the wrong and right. The city lights are bleeding, and the rain won't stop. In the shadows and neon is where I lost my heart to you, only to you. You smiled across the room and something ancient woke, some fire underneath the careful life I spoke about in daylight, reasonable and measured and safe. But safety is a country I have left for this place. Your voice was low and slow and filled with something real, the kind of voice that makes a man admit to feel. And I leaned in across the table in the dark and let you read the whole unguarded map of my heart. Outside, the city drowns in its own beautiful rain, and we are in this amber light party's winding down and people start to leave. The room grows thin with coats and keys and things retrieved. And then across the emptying and amber-lit expanse, I find you standing there, and suddenly there's nothing left to chance. Because some moments have a gravity all their own. Some eyes across the room can make you feel less alone than 20 years of being fine and managing and right. And I found that kind of moment in your eyes tonight. I don't know your name yet, but I know your face was made for exactly this kind of late and amber-lit and rain outside the window kind of night. I don't know your story yet, but I know I want to, in the way that you want something that you know will change the shape of all your life. There's a midnight in your eyes that I wanna get lost in tonight. There's a midnight in your eyes that makes everything right. Every shadow, every secret, every dark and lovely thing. There's a midnight in your eyes, and I wanna know what morning means when I've been lost in you all night, in you all night. You tilted your head when I finally crossed the room, like you had been expecting me to come there soon. Like this was something both of us had known before it happened, before either of us had even spoken. You said my name the way that names are meant to sound when they are found by someone who has finally found of your entire life. Start to leave. The room grows thin with coats and keys and things retrieved. And then across the emptying and amber-lit expanse, I find you standing.
There's an old black motorcycle by the bar, covered in dust, but it still runs hard, like the hearts of men who never learned to quit, even after life kept breaking them bit by bit. Jukebox plays another lonely song, and suddenly 20s are gone. I can still see you leaning in the neon light, saying, baby, let's get lost tonight. One last midnight ride through the shadows of our lives, where dreams were young and love burned bright, under endless summer skies. If this road is all we've got, then let's give it one more try. Just you and me, chasing memories on one last midnight ride. We were rebels with nowhere to belong, trying to find ourselves inside these songs. No money, no plans, just hearts on fire, running on gasoline and desire. Now everybody's older, settled down, trading wild nights for quieter towns. But somewhere deep inside our souls, that restless spirit still wants control. Baby, freedom was never about the road. Maybe it was just who we were before.
The daytime's fine, I'm managing the light. I do my work, I answer when they ask if I'm alright. I laugh at all the right moments, I say the proper things. I've gotten very good at wearing ordinary skin. But when the sun goes under and the dark rolls in, that's when all the honest parts of me begin to surface like a wreck that daylight hides, the things I keep below the waterline, and all the memories I thought that I'd forgotten come back so clear, so whole, so sharp, so honest. The way you slept, the way you said my name at night, the way the dark remembers everything. The day pretends it's fine, what the dark remembers, the daylight never shows. What the dark remembers, only the lonely knows. Every tender moment, every whispered word, what the dark remembers hits the hardest. What the dark remembers cuts the deepest. What the dark remembers, you. I've rearranged the furniture, the room, moved everything so nothing holds the shape of you. But darkness doesn't care about furniture. Darkness puts you right back where you were. 3 in the morning and I'm wide awake with every conversation that we used to make. The arguments that didn't need to happen, the apologies that came too late or never came. And I replay the moments I got wrong. I replay the moments where I wasn't strong, where I should have stayed and I walked out, where I should have spoken but I gave you down. What the dark remembers, the daylight never shows. What the dark remembers, only the lonely knows. Every foolish moment, every door I slammed, what the dark remembers won't be silenced. What the dark remembers won't be reasoned. What the dark remembers dance. I've heard that time rewrites the painful parts, that memory grows merciful with years. But my memory's a courtroom in the dark that replays every scene in vivid tears. I'm not asking for a pardon, I'm not asking to forget. I'm just asking for one morning where the night lets me reset. One sunrise without your face, one dawn without your name, one ordinary Tuesday that doesn't end the same. most honest sound, the realest thing around. What the dark remembers is what love feels like when it's real, when it's real, when it's real, real, still real. What the dark remembers is you.
Walk through desert heat and mountain cold. I've seen the places where the young grow old. I've chased the sunset to the other side and found that every sunset leads to you inside. You photograph us crossed 1,000 miles inside my jacket next to every trial. A worn and faded corner creased with time. The only map I've needed, you are mine. They said the distance was too great to cross. They said some loves can't carry all that cost. They measured everything in miles and years, and I just smiled and wiped away their tears, because they never felt what I have felt. They never held a hand that made me melt. They never had a reason like you give to do the impossible and live. I would cross the world for you, through every storm and ocean wide. I would cross the world for you, through every dark and mountain high. There is no road too long, no sea too wide to swim. I would cross the world, I would burn it down and cross the world again and again for you. The telephone would ring at 3 a.m. Your voice so small across the miles, and then I'd lay there listening to you breathe and know that home was just a voice, and that's enough to go. I've slept in stations, terminals, and cars, beneath 100 different sets of stars. But every ceiling that I've stared up through had your name written in the dark where no one knew. The world said find someone a little closer. The world said love should be more precious. between two hearts, and hearts were made for crossing every distance kept apart. Time is just a number, just the turning of a page, and love is not diminished by the turning of an age. So call me from wherever you have landed, call me from the edges of the earth. I'll be in my car, and I'll be driving to wherever you are. That's what you are worth. That's what you're worth to me. Every mile, every year, every sacrifice, every tear, every border, every sea. You are worth everything. I would cross the world for you. I'd cross it twice if once wasn't enough. I would cross the world for you. Through every beautiful and rough. Oh, there is no force on earth, no time, no wall that keeps me from you. Nothing keeps me from you. Nothing at all. I would cross the world. I would cross the world. I would cross the whole world. The whole world for you. Always for you. I've walked through desert heat and mountain cold. I've seen the places where the young grow old. I've chased the sunset to the other side, and found that every sunset leads to you inside. Your photograph has crossed 1,000 miles inside my jacket next to every trial.
Took the long way around so many times, chased 1,000 dreams through borrowed lines, burned a few bridges, kept a few scars, followed the moon when I should have followed stars. But every wrong turn led me somewhere right. Every dark corner led me to your light. Looking back now through the dust and rain, I see it clear. I see the whole terrain. Maybe loss was just a lesson. Maybe pain was just the blessing that I needed to become someone worthy of your love. All the roads that led to you were crooked, long, and overdue. But darling, every single mile was worth it just to see you smile. All the years on the very first try. Some take longer just to learn how to cry. I was somewhere in the middle of both, holding on to someone else's hope. But when you walked in on that ordinary day, like a song I'd heard but forgot the words to say, suddenly the map inside my chest finally pointed somewhere I could rest. Don't tell me it was luck or fate. Don't tell me I showed up too late. I believe that what we're given is the life that we've been living. And every heartbreak, every wrong was writing us this very song. So here I am with open hands and finally understand. All the roads that led to you were crooked, long, and overdue. But darling, every single mile was worth it just to see you smile. All the years I wandered through were quietly leading me to you. And I would walk 1,000 roads again just to find you at the end. Oh. We sit across the table every morning and pass the sugar without touching hands. We've learned to move around each other's silence, the way that water moves around the sand. We still say goodnight, we still say good morning, we still perform the rituals of care. But something in the inches between our bodies has grown into a distance hard to bear. I remember when there were no spaces, when every gap was filled with us, when even breathing the same air felt like something. Now even breathing the same air feels like fuss. The spaces between us used to be filled with love. The spaces between us were never wide enough. Now they stretch like oceans across the bed we share. The spaces between us are the only things still there. By the time I find the words to say it, the show has moved and so have we moved on. I saw you crying in the kitchen once. You stopped when you heard me on the stair, and I pretended that I hadn't seen it. We've gotten very good at not being there. I don't know when we learn to be so careful, so precise about the borders of our pain. But careful isn't love, and precise isn't living. And I'd rather have the chaos back again. The spaces between us were not always this wide. The spaces between us were where we used to hide from everything that frightened us. We'd find each other there. Now the spaces between us hold nothing but air, nothing but air. Say something, anything, the way you used to just start talking in the dark. Tell me what you're thinking, tell me what you're missing. Tell me if you feel it too. This quiet falling apart, because I would rather break this open, raw and bleeding on the floor, and spend one more careful measured morning passing sugar, saying nothing anymore. The spaces between us don't have to stay this way. The spaces between us are just spaces, not the grave of everything we built here, of everything we are. The spaces between us are still small enough to cross, still close enough to reach, still us, still us, still us. Come back to me, come back to me. Still us, still us. Just reach, just reach. We met in the shadow of a Sunday afternoon. You were light through colored glass, and I was smoke-filled room. Two things that don't belong together, everyone could see. Belonging never stopped you reaching out for me. Your hands were clean and mine was stained with every road I'd run. You believed in something holy, I believed in none. But somehow in the middle of our broken difference, we built something that I'd swear to before any witness. I've been in cathedrals and I've been in gutters. I've seen the best of man reduced to mumbles and shudders. But nothing I have witnessed in this long and ragged life moved me like the morning you decided to be mine. Smoking stained glass, that's what we were. Smoking stained glass, and the world just blurred. The holy and the broken finding common ground. Smoking stained glass, the most beautiful sound of two lives colliding on sacred and scarred. Smoking stained glass, two worlds, one heart. The congregation whispered and the neighbors shook their heads. Two people, too different to be sharing prayers and beds. But we were something that the careful world can't understand. The fire and the water and the sea becoming land. You taught me how to sit still in the early morning light. I taught you that the darkness has its own kind of right. And somewhere in the teaching we forgot to be afraid of all the beautiful impossible we'd made. I've been running from the righteous and the righteous thing to do. Oh, nothing felt more righteous than the life I built with you. So call it what you want to, call it foolish, call it strange. I call it the one miracle that didn't need explaining. Smoking stained glass, that's what we were. Smoking stained glass, and the world just blurred. The holy and the broken finding common ground. Smoking stained glass, the most beautiful sound of two lives colliding on sacred and scarred. Smoking stained glass, two worlds, one heart. When you left they said, I told you so. The smoking glass don't mix, they said, you know. But I've seen smoke rise up to heaven every dawn. And I've seen glass hold light when everything is gone. So don't tell me that we were wrong. Don't tell me that we never should have been. The most beautiful things in this world are the ones that should never have happened, but did. Smoking stained glass, that's still what we are. Smoking stained glass, near and broken far. The holy found the broken, and the broken found the grace. Smoking stained glass, the most sacred place, was every single moment that you called me yours. Smoke and stained glass,